Are you overwhelmed by the challenge of personalizing communication for thousands of students? That's where Element 451's AI assistants come in. From nudging prospective students to guiding those already on their journey, AI assistants don't just automate, they write, build, and optimize every step of your digital campaigns. Discover how at element451.com/AI team.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Welcome to a special edition of Higher Ed Pulse. I'm your host, Mallory Wilsey, and this is Enrollify's 2024 Hall of Fame, a celebration of the year's most impactful thought leaders. We've curated key moments from our Hall of Famers' appearances across the Enrollify network, highlighting the ideas and insights that are shaping the future of our industry. From groundbreaking takes on AI to bold strategies for student engagement, these voices set the tone for innovation in 2024. Let's jump right into today's episode. Today, we welcome Dr. Janet Spriggs to the Enrollify 2024 Hall of Fame. As president of Forsyth Technical Community College, Dr. Spriggs is a visionary leader dedicated to transforming lives through education. Her work focuses on creating equitable opportunities and leveraging innovative technologies to enhance student success. She joined Shane Baglini on Breaking Silos and Brian Piper on AI for You. In the following clips, Dr. Spriggs discusses the impact of a $30 million NSF Engines grant at Forsyth Tech. She shares how this funding is advancing biotechnology education, creating high-tech career pathways, and fostering equitable economic mobility. You'll also hear Dr. Spriggs explore how AI tools like predictive analytics, adaptive learning, and chatbots are enhancing the student experience. She explains how these tools help identify at-risk students and provide personalized interventions, leading to significant boosts in enrollment and retention. Finally, Dr. Spriggs highlights how AI is personalizing learning and support for diverse student populations, from high schoolers to adult learners. By streamlining administrative tasks, these tools free up her staff to focus on meaningful student interactions, ensuring better outcomes, and fostering student success. Now, let's hear from Dr. Spriggs.
I want to touch back on the actual grant itself with you, Dr. Spriggs. Can you just speak a little bit more to what impact you foresee having this grant having on not only the institution but the surrounding community?
Yeah. So I think it's going to have a tremendous impact on the region's ability to advance more biotechnology research, which will in turn create more biotechnology jobs and careers. For us at Forsyth Tech, we're going to get money that's going to allow us to buy equipment that we will need it's very expensive equipment when you start talking about bionic parts, right? And all of these things that you need to teach for biotechnology careers. So that's going to be a big help for us, the actual funding that we're getting as the college is part of this funding. For us at Forsyth Tech, the biggest impact that I see, our vision, Shane, is to be a catalyst for equitable economic mobility, empowering lives and transforming communities. And as you know, community colleges are all about that middle name, community. It's about what can we do to make an impact in the lives of the people in the communities that we serve. And so at Forsyth Tech, we want to love and serve each and every student to success. That's my theme. I say it at every opportunity I get. So thanks for allowing me to plug that one more time. So I think the impact is going to be in our ability to reach people who need an opportunity, who need a bridge out of poverty, who need education and higher education and education beyond high school to prepare them with the skills they need for a family-sustaining wage career. That's what we're all about, is getting people out of poverty, reaching populations. Equity is a huge focus for us, so we want to make sure that our students from underserved populations are being served by this particular opportunity as well, and that's going to be a big focus. It's all about economic mobility, and so we're going to recruit students into biotechnology who are perhaps first generation, first time in their family for anyone to go to college. And we're going to get them into a pathway that is not only going to lead them to better wages, but it's also going to lead them to a career that is going to change their lives in monumental ways. And that's what we're about at Forsyth Tech. That's what every community college is about, in my opinion. If you're not about that, you're not in the right business, right? Because it's about coming to a community college because we are the best pathway forward for you into that family sustaining wage career. No matter where you're at, we're going to meet you there, and we're going to take you as far as you can go. And so for me, this $30 million investment, $15 million over 2 years, with hopes of going even higher than that over the next decade, is all about how we are going to help more people in our community get out of poverty, get to a place that they're going to be able to enter a career that's going to keep them at home in this region and help them create a brighter future for themselves, but also for generations of their family to come. So for me, that's the most monumental part of this work and all the work that we do. But this particularly has the opportunity to create a pathway to a career that's going to be phenomenal for many of our students.
Where do you think AI is going to have the biggest impact in higher ed, not on the academic side, but in the administrative, marketing, admissions side of the house?
Well, I think, Brian, there are so many different ways that we are already seeing AI have a huge impact. But I think some of the things that are exciting me the most, where I'm seeing the trajectory just continuing to expand pretty rapidly, are around things like personalized learning. So, adaptive learning platforms that allow you to tailor your content to individual student needs. And I think that just really adds to our ability to meet every student where they are and give them what they need at the point in time where they are to be able to be successful. I think we're seeing a lot of things around student support services, things like our chatbots that provide that 24/7 support. So again, you've got a little bit of customization or personalization, but you also have this great flexibility for students, because I never understand why, but I see data that shows that our students are online between 12 midnight and 2 a.m., a lot of them. And my faculty are not, and I can't ask them to be, but it's really nice, or my staff. So I think it's really nice for students to be able to access this kind of support at times that are convenient to them. Another thing that we are seeing and that I'm really excited about is with enrollment management, predictive analytics, and those tools that help us identify our students who may be at risk, and also help guide us in the intervention strategies that will work best for them. And this is really big for us at Forsyth Tech. We've seen the highest enrollment at Forsyth Tech in more than a decade for several semesters now. I think I had 700 more students this past Monday when fall semester started than I had last year alone, and we were already up like 14%. So that's a lot more students, and what we are really focused on is not just getting those students to the college, but getting them to the graduation stage. And predictive analytics and enrollment management tools through AI, I think, are really helping us help more students finish their program. Again, because it's tailoring some personalization to the experience and helping us identify what each and every student needs.
Every student has such a different journey and a different experience, but they're all, this is a huge decision for them. This is probably the biggest change in most of their lives. And there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of unknowns out there. So being able to provide, like you were saying, like 24/7, the students aren't, they don't want to be thinking about this question that they have all night long and agonizing over it and worrying about it. If they can just go to the chatbot and find out at 2 a.m, when their class is going to start, or what program they should get into. That's
Yeah,
such a huge advantage. And
that's
we
exactly right.
know that the enrollment cliff is coming. There are going to be enrollment challenges. And so being able to think about retention strategies and being able to predict those capabilities with these tools is just such a fantastic way to leverage these tools.
Oh, I completely agree with you. We are aware of the demographic cliff, but what we are seeing is that there are a lot in our community. There are a lot of adult learners who are, don't have the degrees or need to retool for new career pathways. So we, part of that predictive analytics, part of that personalization that we're able to do, really helps us expand how we serve those adult learners, which are probably the fastest growing population. It's between the adult learners that are coming back to get their degrees as adults or our high school students. But, there's a lot of diversity between how a high school student is going to learn and how an adult learner is going to learn and what supports they're going to need. And again, AI is just really helping us hone in on what those need to be for each of those different populations.
And so you talked about some of the ways you're using it to help customize for the students, some of the ways you're using the chatbots. What are some of the other ways you're leveraging AI, like within your teams, that's useful for you at Forsyth Tech?
Well, you mentioned the chatbots, and those are very important. Virtual assistants. It's really important for us to let our Blaze bot help us out because number one, she's awake 24/7, so she's able to have that very human conversational conversation with our students and get them a lot of answers to a lot of their questions. We've seen a dramatic decrease in call volume for our student care reps, and so that has freed up their time to be able to help our students who are in person and engage with students more. So, that human ability for us to really wrap our arms around the students that need that more has been a great thing that we've seen. We're also using it for content creation and animation. Our marketing team uses AI as a starting point, everything from brainstorming ideas. They've used it to automate workflows. So we're able to move prospective students into an enrollment funnel, not let them get lost and not move through that funnel. So when someone raises their hands and they say, I'm interested in Forsyth Tech, they immediately get this series of communications designed to help them get started and help them, apply or pay for school, answer their questions. And it's really customized language. It looks like it's coming from a human. And so that makes a big difference, I think, to students too. And then I would say our data analysis is one of the things that I'm most excited about. We're really starting to get into this predictive analytics, showing us who's most likely to enroll, helping us to understand who's most likely to persist. And then that allows us to focus our resources where we're going to have the greatest impact. And I think that has just been an amazing way for us to do more with less time and resources, and that's been fantastic. We're also in the middle of a test right now. I've got a group of about 50 staff and faculty that are testing Microsoft Copilot and learning together in kind of a learning community about ways that we can use that to help us be more efficient in our day-to-day work. And I'm a part of that. I'm not a real member. I think they just let me lurk to see what's going on. But I've learned so much about what the power of a generative AI can really do to free up our time. Again, for us, it's about how do we free up our time on these mundane tasks or these back office kinds of things so that we are more engaged and present with our students. And that's been a huge driver for us.
Dr. Spriggs, congratulations on being inducted into the Enrollify 2024 Hall of Fame. Your dedication to equitable education and your innovative uses of AI are helping to redefine what is possible in our industry. The Higher Ed Pulse is part of the Enrollify Podcast Network. If you like this podcast, chances are you'll like other Enrollify shows too. Our podcast network is growing by the month, and we've got a plethora of marketing, enrollment, and higher ed technology shows that are jam-packed with stories, ideas, and frameworks, all designed to empower you to be a better higher ed professional.
Okay, now.
Our show helps higher ed marketers and admission pros find their next big idea and features a selection of the industry's best as your hosts. Learn from Brian Gross, Eddie Francis, Jenny Lee Fowler, and so many of your favorite leaders in higher ed. Enrollify is made possible by Element 451, the next generation AI student engagement platform, helping institutions create meaningful and personalized interactions with students. Learn more at element451.com.